So this video is going to talk about credit cards, and for legal purposes, I'm just going to say this at the beginning, but this information provided in this video is for educational purposes and informational purposes only. Whilst every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy of the content, it should not be considered as financial or legal advice. Viewers are encouraged to consult with a qualified professional or financial advisor before making any financial decisions, including but not limited to applying for credit cards or managing credit card debts. Any action taken based on the information of the video are at the viewer's own risks. Additionally, the views and opinions expressed in this video are solely those of the creator and do not necessarily reflect the views of any financial institution or an organisation mentioned. This video is not sponsored or endorsed by any specific credit card issuer. Please review the terms of and conditions of any credit card offer before applying. Thanks for watching. I don't know why I'm saying thanks for watching because it's beginning, but I've just got to say that, so let's get it. Everything I'm saying in this video is allegedly and in my opinion. I love that. Getting a bit of covering my back, but yeah, I'm talking about credit cards because I think it's quite interesting. But yeah, so let's kind of get it kicking. Basically, what is a credit card? I think is the first kind of thing we can talk about. It's just a debit card is where you just spend money on a card, and if you basically it's the money you have. So once you've spent all the money you've got, your card will decline and then you can't spend any more. Whereas a credit card is basically money that a bank is basically giving you as like a limit, and you can spend it, and that's basically it. It's basically money that you're spending that eventually you need to pay back yourself. So that's basically it. And then people kind of, when you hear something like that, you're like, okay, so you're basically borrowing money, but what's the point of it? And really, I was thinking about it. I think there's only two big reasons why people have credit cards. A is to get the rewards. Well, it's actually three points. A is to get the rewards. B is to improve your credit score, and C is just to borrow extra money, I guess. But you know, over time, I've been a credit card holder for maybe 3 or 4 years. And my kind of opinions on credit card has actually changed quite a fair bit. At the beginning, I was probably 19 or 20, I think. I don't know. I got it and I was like, yeah, this is lit. I can spend money. I can get points. And I mean, after a while, I just don't really think it's necessary. There's this YouTuber who I watch. What's his name? Oh God, what's his name? I'm gonna type in Texas Financial Advisor YouTube. What on earth? What is his name, guys? What do I say? Hates credit cards. Oh my God. I want to type in $1 million in debt YouTube, because there we go. His name is the Ramsey Show. I think he's from Texas. But basically what it's about is he really hates credit cards. He thinks they're not good, and you know, quite largely I do agree with him. I think especially in America, I think it's really bad, like super bad, where people get in credit card debt because if you don't spend your money, if you don't pay back, then you got to obviously pay high interest rates, and that basically accumulates up, and that's how these credit card companies make money. I think they literally make money off it's not the ones who pay back. They don't make money off them. It's the ones who don't pay back where they can charge crazy interest rates. But yeah, I don't know, like with these credit cards, I feel like the rewards, you just got to keep spending money. And I don't enjoy seeing the money come out of my account, because you'll spend money with your credit card. It feels like, oh cool, nothing's come out, and then end of the month the money does come out of your account and it's like shit. But who do I think would benefit from credit cards? I think it's really, if you're in a long-term game of kind of getting rewards, so some credit cards will give like points for flying. You know, like I'm sure if you want to go for a close flight, it wouldn't take that long to accumulate it. But if you want like a really, I think it's worth it if you're there for like 10 years to get, I don't know, a return trip from Europe to Tokyo, or I don't know, paid for, because that would be quite good. But again, it's long-term thinking, you know, and I don't know who. I mean, if you ever go on a flight, who ever really spends it with, I don't know, British Airways? Like who, unless you're like really rich, whatever, who actively decides I want to go on a business class flight with BA? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And I think BA is shit, in my opinion. I think most people will just spend it on the cheapest rate going, whoever it flies with. So I think in that sense, I don't think it's worth it, in all honesty. I think in terms of building your credit score, I think that's pretty valid. I mean, I don't know. I mean, in terms of building your credit score, I think the only benefit of having a good credit score is just so if you ever want to borrow money in the future, then you get it at a cheaper rate. But let's keep it real, like it's going to be for a house you're going to be borrowing money for, and then who can really afford a house? So then maybe it doesn't really make sense. So maybe that doesn't make sense either. And if you're using it to just purchase things or help you purchase things, then credit cards is just not for you. If you're going to use a credit card, basically, in my opinion, I think you should just get it and just spend like 2-3 quid. Even just don't spend nothing, just keep it there. And then over time you just build your credit score. What more can I really talk about with credit cards? Credit card application process, no. Building healthy credit card habits. Yeah, so really I think with credit cards, I mean, if you want to spend daily on it, go for it. But make sure you actually have the money to pay it off. Make sure you're earning enough to cover your daily expenditure. And I think with it, there's a thing in credit cards regarding, I think it's a credit utilization ratio, where actually the more you spend, so when you get a credit card, they'll give you a certain limit. So they'll give you, let's say £2,000. So if you like spend, you know, maybe 1,800, like that's not good. Like, people may think, oh yeah, I'm using up the money they're giving me, it must be good for my credit score. But I don't think that's actually how it works. It's actually not good, because what it basically shows is credit card companies or agencies is that basically you need the money. Like, you need the money to basically spend stuff, and that's not good. That actually can harm your credit score. What will really boost it is if you don't spend too much. If you have a low ratio of your expenditure with the amount you have at, you know, hand, that's better, because then it shows that you're actually able to really look after your money. You don't need to borrow money to, you know, live. That's really good. So that's probably a little tip I would say. But in America, it's just really bad. Like, I know one person who's in the UK who's actually fudged up their credit, and they've stopped it as a result. But I think in America it's a lot more common, where people are like just in so much debt, they just think they can borrow just a credit card and just spend, and they just don't pay it off, and then it really harms them. And I think there probably needs to be more, I don't know, stricter guidelines on who can get access to credit cards, because I think it's the whole point system that kind of gets people, and it's actually not. It's not good. It's not good. So in terms of myself personally with credit cards, truthfully, I don't even use it much. Like, in the past, like if I do a big expenditure, I will probably use it, but I hardly do that. I probably spend on my credit card, I'm not even joking, probably less than £20 a month. So in that sense, I kind of get the vibe. Is it even worth me having this credit card? I've got two now, and one thing all these finance YouTubers talk about is, oh yeah, try and get 20 credit cards. And that's another thing. In America, they always say, get 20 credit. Some people literally get out of 20 credit cards, and the sole purpose of it is to get the reward bonus, or like the welcome bonus you get, which can be quite good sometimes. But again, that's just so much hassle. You know, having 2 credit cards is just stressful as it is. Adding on to that is just no. I also want to talk about another kind of credit, which is Klarna, which is, so it's spelled Kilo Lima Alpha Romeo November Alpha, and I think it's a Swedish bank, and basically you just spend money online and you just pay it back in 30 days, and that's basically the gist of it. So to be honest with you, I do use it a lot, mainly when I spend on ASOS. And the reason why I do that is not because I feel like it's free money, but it's solely because when you're not spending it, when you end up returning your products, at least, like, I don't know, it's just easier. You don't need to track it. It's just all in the app. Whereas sometimes if you have a bank account and you're waiting for a refund, you got to calculate the difference and see, oh yeah, have you been refunded the same amount? I know it's a bit long, but that's just me personally. So I really prefer the Klarna app. Not sponsored, but if they want to sponsor, let me know. But even then, like, I saw some funny, when I had TikToks, some funny TikToks of people getting letters from Klarna saying you haven't paid this, and that's not good, because I think that can also affect your credit score, and it's super easy to mess up. But I don't think people realise it's not easy to like get back. So once you've messed up, it's a long process to kind of get your credit score built up again. So again, even Klarna, I think you've got to be a bit careful about. And that's basically it with the credit cards. In terms of innovations for credit cards in the future, I don't really think there is any innovation. In all honesty, I don't know how they can really innovate. But that's basically it. This video, low-key, is a bit nerdy, I can't lie, talking about credit cards, but I think it's cool to talk about stuff like this and kind of learn a bit more. And I know this is not the best way to learn, but whatever, I'm just gonna put it out there. So yeah, that's basically the end of the video. If I was to summarize credit cards, I would really and truly, even if you're like super young, I would just say don't even bother. I just don't think it's even that worth it. It's not lavish. It's not cool to have money to spend when it's not yours, because you still owe it back. Getting rewards, okay, is okay, but like, bruh, you can there's other ways, I think. But I don't know, if you want to build your credit score, fine, and be responsible with your money. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm going to end this video there. Put in a comment section below if you've got a credit card, which ones you have, what are your thoughts on them. Let's get a discussion going. So yeah, I might actually reply to any comments, so put your comments below. I'll see you next vlog. Peace.